All right, what is up, guys? My name is Coriola, and welcome to episode number 13 of my Out of the Park Baseball 21 franchise here with the Milwaukee Brewers. We are here at the 2023 midseason, sitting at 35-23. We have become a much improved team since last year, but unfortunately, so have the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're actually a game ahead of us in the standings. Looks like they have a really good offense, good base running, solid pitching, and a good bullpen. So yeah, it looks like we're going to be competing with them down the stretch for the division. Now, on our side, it's been a weird year, and honestly, I don't think we've had a normal year yet in this franchise. Our offense has improved. We are second in OPS, but only sixth in runs scored. I think that means we're getting a little unlucky. We're third in batter war, so I think, we're scoring fewer runs than we should be. Pitching-wise, our starters have been solid, fifth in the National League. Our bullpen has been really bad. I mean, you look at these guys there, four of our top guys have ERAs above 4, although Clayton Andrews did get called up because, you might have noticed, Robbie Ray has been injured. He'll be out for another 5 weeks, but he was struggling before the injury, so it wasn't a huge loss for us. Anyway, let's go through the stats real quick. Ender Inciarte, this is kind of what I expected from him. I wasn't expecting him to repeat his 867 OPS from 2 years ago. I was hoping a little closer to 700, but he's providing us with solid defense and hitting about 270, so pretty much, I wouldn't say all you can ask for, but even though he's doing a little worse than we expected, I wouldn't call him a disappointment. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum is Jean Segura. He is mashing. You can just see it there. 913 OPS, 325, 372, 541 splits. He's hit 11 home runs so far, on pace for 31, which would be easily a career high. Yeah, he hit 24 in 2020 with Philadelphia. But I think he's kind of a regression candidate. Not maybe severely, but his BABIP is 340 if I can find it. Yeah, right here. So maybe his average will come down to like 300, 290, but that's still a really solid season for Segura, for our free agent acquisition. Where am I going? Anyway, hitting third, Christian Yelich, he continues to kind of slow down in this series. He is currently on pace for 3 wins above replacement, which would be his lowest since his rookie year. So that is a bit of concern. OPS only 783. That's a big drop off as well. That'd be his lowest since 2015, and easily his lowest as a Brewer. So that's concerning, but he's still putting up good numbers. I think the biggest issue is going to be his contract. He's going to be with us for a while, and that could become expensive for a player who is not really producing. Alexander Palma, he had a very weird start to the season. He was hitting like 180, and yet he still had like a 750 OPS because he is hitting a fuck ton of home runs. He's on pace for 50 at the moment, 821 OPS. You'd like to see the on-base percentage higher, but his average has been climbing since the beginning of May, and if it ends up around where it was last year, that'd be a great season from him. Francisco Lindor, our superstar free agent acquisition. He's been solid. I think we hoped for a little better than 811 OPS, but he's on pace for 5 wins above replacement. He's giving elite defense. You really can't complain with him. The fact that we even have him on the team is already lucky enough. Keston Hiura, he's OPS plus has been like 120 in the 120s this entire series, pretty much. A bit of a regression from last year, and it looks like that's mostly from his power numbers. His OVP is actually better this year at 360, but his overall OPS is down about 20 points. And he's only on pace for 22 home runs when he hit 27 last year. and only 22 doubles when he hit 40 last year. He's not making a ton of money yet, so we're really not concerned. I'm still hoping he comes through, but it kind of looks like he's going to be a 3 to 4 win player for the whole series, and that's kind of best case scenario for him. He's not really going to turn into a superstar player. Josh Bell at first base has had a severe down year, only OPSing 724. And when at first base, your whole job is to hit. It does look like he's gotten unlucky. His BABIP is only 247, so hopefully that comes up. And the fact that his OPS is already almost at 750 makes you think that if he starts getting less unlucky, then his production will be a lot better. Danny Sanchez is having a really nice season as our designated hitter. He's OPSing 849 at the moment. The home runs are a bit lower, only on pace for 17, which would match last year, even though he's going to have twice as many plate appearances, it looks like. So that's a bit concerning, but he's finally hitting well. He's always had good slugging numbers, even if his average was low. And so if you're paying, $8 million for a 1-WAR designated hitter who's putting up solid OPS, that's pretty reasonable. At catcher, as you can see, I have forced Dylan Dingler into the starting role. Fridas was only hitting 226 with a 693 OPS, and the big issue was the caught stealing. He was only throwing out 17% of base runners, and it's not a high sample size, but Dingler is sitting at like 33%, I believe, 30%. And he's actually had more opportunities, it looks like, than Fridas had, or around the same number. So he's hitting better. He's off the bench. He's OPSing 760. So I'm going to give him some starting plate appearances and see how he can do with that. But yeah, it looks like clearly I made a mistake. I made the mistake in the Omar Narvaez trade. Off the bench, quick run through. We've already gone through Fridas. Bryce Terang, his OBP is 419. I'm trying to figure out a way to get him more plate appearances, but he's kind of stuck behind Hira, Lindor, and with Sanchez at DH, there's not really a spot for him. So hopefully we can get him more plate appearances somehow. Espinal, he has really regressed from where he was last year, 619 OPS, but he's still a solid bench player. And Lorenzo Cain, he's really struggled. OPS plus of 12. He's just not good anymore. We might look to upgrade the 5th outfielder position. Because Kane as our backup outfielder really isn't sustainable at this point. Pitching-wise, Michael Fulmer has been unbelievable. 2.34 ERA, on pace for 215 innings pitched. That would be 6 wins above replacement. He's not striking out a ton of guys, which that's never really been his thing. But the home runs and walks are super low. Just really, really impressive stuff from him. And the BABIP is sitting right around 300. He's not getting lucky at all. He's just pitching like a beast. Corbin Burns, he's getting a little lucky. 194 BABIP. The strikeouts have come down from last year, which is a bit of concern, and from the year before. But the walks are also up, but the home runs are down. So kind of a mixed bag from him. He's on pace for 4.4 wins above replacement. His ERA looks fantastic, but I don't think he's going to quite keep it up. Woodruff, his overall has been regressing, or at least kind of fluctuating this season. He's been solid, kind of sitting right around the projected 3 WAR that he's put up in the 2 seasons he's played in this series. Home runs are up, that's concerned, but the strikeouts are tied for 2020. And the walks are kind of right in between. So the home runs is the kind of the issue. But, I mean, you'll absolutely take a 3.82 ERA, which is pretty sustainable based on the BABIP from your 3rd starter. Freddie Peralta, he's really struggled this season. The home runs have come up, and he's actually getting kind of lucky compared to where he was last season. I guess it's the home runs that are making the big difference because the strikeouts and walks are pretty much the same. So yeah, he's struggled, 5.63 ERA. But he's our 4th starter, and Aaron Ashby has actually been better than the player he's replacing in Robbie Ray. He's striking out almost 12 batters per 9 innings. So 4.0 ERA from your young starter who's from Kansas City. I did not know that. Where did he go to high school? Hold on, I gotta figure this out. Where's my phone? I really want to know where Aaron Ashby went to high school now. Definitely wasn't my school, because I would know if it was. I know this is thrilling me looking on my phone. Okay, he went to Park Hill. That's kind of North Kansas City, kind of up by the airport, if anyone is familiar with Kansas City. So that's cool. Is that the same school that... I think that's the same school Landry Shamet went to. Landry Shamet is a NBA player for the Clippers, I believe. And my phone just stopped working. So, let's move on anyway to our bullpen. What the fuck happened? Well, he's not striking out 18 batters per 9 innings, but the walks have skyrocketed, and so have the home runs. That is big concerning, and he's getting lucky. His BABIP is only 188, and he's putting up a 6.10 ERA. That's just atrocious. Gotta hope he turns it around, because, I mean, our bullpen was supposed to be our strength going into this year. Corey Knebel, he's been fine. 4.0 or 4.05 is all right. Walks are still an issue, but strikeouts are still good. So mixed bag with him. Sergio Berrigan, who's up to an 80 overall, he's been awesome. He's been getting super unlucky, and yet he still has a 3.26 ERA. That's really good. If one of our lefty elite relievers is struggling, glad to see that another one is not. Taylor Rogers, kind of a mixed bag from him, although he's been getting super unlucky, so hopefully he can bring that down. Devin Williams has been solid. His walks have come down, home runs have come down. He's also getting unlucky, so hopefully his ERA is improving. Clayton Andrews, in his limited time in the majors, has been giving up too many home runs. That's kind of all it is with him. Adrian Hauser, solid for our long reliever. And then Drew Rasmussen, who has been on the injured list twice. Not bad ERA, but he's giving up way too many home runs. And now he's become fragile. Great. So our entire bullpen's been getting unlucky, besides Josh Hader, it looks like. So hopefully they can turn it around, because that's really supposed to be the strength of our team. But anyway, let's get into the first-year player draft. We have the 27th overall pick. There's a couple guys who are projected to go ahead of us that might fall to us, and they are Ed Howard. He is a 2020 high school prospect who will probably sign this year, but in the game he went to college instead of signing out of high school. And he was actually drafted 8th overall by San Diego, which is right where he could go in real life. So I'm kind of surprised he didn't sign. And then the other guy I really like is this Randy Hitzman, high schooler with a huge bat, doesn't want a huge bonus demand. He's projected to go 4 picks ahead of us. I would love it. Actually, 3 picks ahead of us. I would be so thrilled if he would fall. But anyway, let's go into the draft. Gonna go through the first couple guys. Jordan Walker is also a real 2020 prospect from Decatur, Georgia. High schooler, obviously. All right, I'm just gonna kind of go through this. I'm hoping Pete Crow Armstrong. There's a lot of guys who apparently didn't sign. Ed Howard goes 10th. So he actually goes higher, and so does Hitzman. Hitzman goes 12th when he was supposed to go 24th. So, unfortunately, neither of the guys we really want are going to be on the board for our pick. So right now we're just looking at pitchers. As far as starters go, not a huge fan of Justin Harding. Not a huge fan of Hickman. So, what have we got here? Not a lot. Even the guy who was supposed to be available at our pick, Joe Cosda, looks like he's been taken as well. Yeah, he went 16th. Wow. And then Nick Bitsko, another guy wanted to fall to us, but he was supposed to go top 10. So this is not a lot of value available at our spot. I do like Joe Kennedy. Named after a United States congressman. He's a solid third baseman. The eye is concerning, but he can play a lot of positions. Good hitting and power. I think it's going to be Kennedy here in the first round. All right, second round. Jesus, even with I think I hired a guy who favors tools. Yeah, I did, and yet there's still a huge drop-off in talent. I'm interested in this Jeff Lilo, high school pitcher with command issues, but if he gets the command together, he could be really solid. He's got good movement. I like that. He's going to be our second round pick. We don't have a third because we signed Francisco Lindor. That's a trade I will make every day of the week. I am interested in this Ryan Tucker guy. I'm also interested in Tim Dillon, but maybe a later round on him. Actually, it's between Dillon and... Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go with Dillon. I really don't see any hitters that would make brisking this guy falling worth it, at least. All right, fifth round. Again, there's just not a lot of talent. I do like this Julio Sandberg guy. He looks like he could be pretty solid. Kind of a pitching heavy draft for us so far. It does look like there are some good hitters remaining, but they're all kind of high school guys, which is because I hired a guy with what's it called? I'm just blanking right here. With who favors tools, so of course he's gonna like high schoolers. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, I'm gonna draft him because he can play literally every position, and he's got solid hitting rating. So yeah, that's fun. Skylar Brooks. Welcome to the organization. I do like his contact and speed and defense, so it's going to be... No, why is Google Maps opening? Stop it. We're going to take Kenny Givens. Yeah, over him. Next round, we've got another Melendez brother. I don't think he's actually Melendez brother because he's from Puerto Rico, while the other two are from Florida. So, I mean, there is just not a lot available. Tim Carroll. Interested. So kind of like this AJ Wilson guy. Yeah, I'm going to go with AJ Wilson here. He's got a little more potential. Draft, let's see, 3 more. Carroll's still on the board. Let's take him. And let's go back to offense for these last couple picks. Why not? Good power, good eye. Ben Nierenberg. And then with our last pick, we go with Jeff Lawton, switch hitting third baseman. So yeah, I am not expecting a ton of value to come out of this draft class for our team. But yeah, these are the guys we're going with. Kennedy's kind of the one I really like the most. I think Lilo could be solid. Everyone else is, unless someone has like a crazy turnaround, is probably like a 4A type of player at best. So that'll do it for the draft. I will be back come international amateur free agency. All right, here on the 2nd of July, we are 51-32, now just half a game out of the division. It looks like our bullpen ERA has gone up from 10th to 4th, so that is good. Our FIP is still best, and so is our pitching WAR. During this simulation, we did have our first kind of losing streak, 4 games, and we lost 5 out of 6. But the worst part was we actually lost Michael Fulmer. It's not a serious injury. He'll be back in 3 weeks. But losing him for the overall 5 weeks really hurts. We also lost Devin Williams. So we had to call up J.P. Fireisen, who actually came off the injured list, as well as James Norwood, who we DFA'd the beginning of the season. But anyway, international amateurs, I want to sign an infielder. And here is a beast. Tony Luna can play all infield positions. Looks like a fantastic player. It's a kind of a no-brainer for me. He's going to be my international free agent target for this season. So let's get onto the All-Star break and wrap up this episode. All right, here at the All-Star break, we went on a tear. Overall, between the end of June and the beginning of July, we won 13 straight games. That has vaulted us into first place. We are now 5 games above Pittsburgh, even though we did just lose 2 out of 3 to them. Just won 8-0 on the last day before the All-Star break. So just quick little wrap-up of our team. Inciarte improved his OPS, but his average actually went down. Segura is still mashing. He's actually not regressed, but he's gotten better. Yelich has improved a lot. Really big turnaround. Palma now getting on base more. Still mashing. He's hit 30 home runs. Lindor, solid. Hira kind of regressed a little bit. That's concerning. Bell, really struggling. Sanchez regressed a little bit, doing solid. And Dingler has been solid as our starting catcher. Pitching side, Burns still beasting it. Woodruff regressed. Ray came off the injured list. Peralta progressed a little bit. So did Ashby. Hader's gotten it together. Knievel's brought his ERA down. Berrigan's still doing well. And yeah, it looks like our bullpen has really improved their ERA. Overall, we are now 3rd in bullpen ERA, 2nd in starting, 1st in batting average, 3rd in runs scored. So yeah, we are one of the top teams, if not the top team. Looks like we have tied for the 2nd best record. Braves are beasting it up. Their pitching staff has just been fantastic this season. We are tied with the Angels for the 2nd best record in baseball. Matt Tice is hitting really well. That's kind of surprising. Anyway, let's take a look at all-star teams and then get out of here. So here are the American Leagues. You can slow it down if you want to. Look at individual players. For the National League, we've got Corbin Burns and his 2.49 ERA. We have got, let's see, anyone else? I know I saw some further down in the list. We've got Francisco Lindor, Jean Segura, both deserve it, Christian Yelich, and Alexander Palma. So 5 All-Stars, 4 of them on offense. Let's take a look at if we have anyone on the prospect game roster. We've got Jordan Lawler, who was our first-round pick, I believe 2021. He was injured at a time this year, but he's hitting really well in Carolina, probably going to earn an upgrade, a promotion to Double-A. And then Carlos Rodriguez, who's kind of like our 6th outfielder. He might actually get called up if we cut Lorenzo Cain. That could happen. Cain is improved from his 12 OPS plus, but he's still struggling. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you guys did enjoy. I will be back with the trading deadline and the end of the season. Maybe we might have kind of a pennant chase. Next episode, Pittsburgh's only 5 games back on us. And we could be competing with Atlanta for the 1 seed. So yeah, that's to look forward to next time. Hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.